Hello guys, this is Patch 93 here. And welcome to my first ever video game review. Today I will be reviewing the first video game I ever got into as a child and a certain SNES game that not too many people have heard of. This is Stunt Race FX for the Super Nintendo, also known as Wild Tracks in Japan. This game was released in 1994 and was the second game to use the Super FX chip, following Star Fox, or Starwing, if you live in the kingdom. This is a racing game with cartoony vehicles resembling those in Chevron gasoline station advertisements. Many aspects were taken from the SNES Star Fox games. The boost and damage meters, the lives, the red explosion of your vehicle, the usage of the L and R buttons, as well as other things. In fact, there are even 2 tracks in the game in which the air wings fly over you. As you can tell, Stunt Race FX is essentially to Star Fox, as Hyperzone is to F-Zero. But enough talking about the inspirations, let's get into the game itself. As you can see, the graphics have improved quite a bit from Star Fox. The colors are much more vibrant, the game is now in full 3D and there is a lot more texture rendering than there was in Star Fox. In Star Fox, most of the polygons were usually shades of gray, orange and blue. There was a bit of green in the Fortuna stage, but other than that there wasn't too much variety in terms of colors. Stunt Race FX on the other hand has much more variety in color, as there are now shades of yellow, green, purple, and brown. Unfortunately there were a few sacrifices in order to get these kind of graphics on the SNES. As you can see, the screen size has been shrunk down quite a bit in order to get a playable frame rate. Speaking of which, the frame rate is also quite slow, though not much slower than the slowdown in Star Fox. The controls also don't respond nearly as well as they did in Star Fox. Luckily, it is possible to get used to how the game works. The game consists of 4 modes. First is Speed Tracks, the main part of the game in which there are 3 classes, Novice, Expert and Master. You must race through 4 tracks in each class, finishing the race in at least 3rd place, while avoiding obstacles and getting to the checkpoint and starting line before time runs out. If you finish the race in 4th place, you lose a life. The game is over when all of your lives are gone. You will also lose a life if your damage meter gets completely full or if you fall into a body of water. There is also the bonus stages in which you drive the trailer collecting posts for extra time and doing laps for extra lives. Then there is the stunt tracks in which you race against the clock and collect stars and get checkpoints to increase your time. Then there is battle tracks, which is essentially a 2-player MMO with 4 sized down tracks and a god-awful frame rate, and finally the free tracks, which is essentially time trial mode. You have 3 cars to choose from, the 4-wheel drive, a blue truck, the Coup, a small yellow car, and the F-Type, a red Formula 1 race car. The 4-wheel drive has the best acceleration and strength, but has the slowest top speed and is best recommended for beginners. The F-Type has the best top speed but takes longer to get to its highest speed, the weakest out of the 3 cars, and is only recommended for people who have mastered the game inside out, such as myself, and the Coup, which is balanced between the 2 strengths. There is also a 2-wheel drive which is the best out of all the cars but is hard to control and can only be used after you beat the game. As with any racing game, the controls are not hard to remember. B accelerates, A brakes, Y is your boost, the D-pad steers, the L and R buttons are used for sharper turns, and the X button makes your car jump, which can be used when going up a small hill or ramp and can slightly increase your speed but also risks taking damage. The track design is quite good and is sometimes very interesting. For example, in the Aqua Tunnel track, you drive through an underwater tunnel, obviously, with an echo effect in the background, and the Sunset Valley track has falling rocks and deer running across the road on the final lap. Some of these elements in this game were later reused for Mario Kart 64. The music is great and very catchy, and the sound effects give the game a nice touch. Now, onto the downsides. First off, the game is a bit too short. There are only 12 tracks in the speed tracks and the main tracks probably should have been reused for the battle tracks. Also, the frame rate in the multiplayer mode is atrocious and can get very boring after some time. There also doesn't seem to be too much replay value. Once you fully complete both the speed and stunt tracks modes with all 4 cars, you are pretty much done with the entire game. In my opinion, the AI also could have been a lot better. Not only that, but there is no ranking system whatsoever. As long as you finish the race in 3rd place, you can still win the class without any difficulty whatsoever. Hell, you can still see the ending, even if you finish the master class just in 3rd place. They really should have added a point system similar to that in Super Mario Kart to make the game a bit more challenging. Stunt Race FX is a very good racing game and should be checked out if you can. It may not be as good as the Star Fox series or Yoshi's Island or other racing games on the SNES like Super Mario Kart and F-Zero, but it is still a very good game and I don't understand why so many people dislike this game so much. So, if you are a Star Fox fan, at least of the SNES games anyway, or if you happen to like racing games, or both, then you should definitely check this game out. Overall, Stunt Race FX for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System gets a 7.5 out of 10. This has been Page 93 and I will see you folks next time.